So day 17 in the Daniel fast is titled Above, Not Below. And just to jump right into it, the verses starts with Colossians 3:2. And it says, where am I at? Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. Yeah. So I think back to the first day that I did in the Daniel fast, the first video, and how towards the end I, just asked people to think about eternity and what eternity means to them. And just simply for the fact that, we get so caught up in our life, everyday life, that we don't even think about eternity and, what happens after this life. And, I believe in Jesus. I believe that, he's the way to heaven. I believe that he's the way to God. And knowing that Jesus is God is key in your salvation and in, your ticket to go to heaven. And it's for like so many reasons that I believe this, just from my life experiences, from, my mental state before I knew Jesus to now. And yeah, there's just so many reasons, but ultimately, it's for the fact that what is eternity? What is life after this? I don't want to gamble with, my eternity after this lifetime. And feeling Jesus in my life is like all the proof that I need, to know that it's real, to know that he is the way. And so setting my mind on things above, setting my mind on Jesus and heaven, instead of things of this world, it helps in more ways than one. It helps me to not be so stressed about things that come up. When you get overwhelmed with work and kids and homework and life, and yeah, I think back to when I was going back to finish school, and I was so worried about not having time for my boys and time for Kendall, that I got really overwhelmed and just like sick. It made me sick thinking about how much time I would have to spend like driving back and forth and then doing homework and studying and all of that. And I just remember praying to God. I was like, please God, just give me time, because it just felt like there wasn't enough time in the day to do all of those things that I needed to do. And I was like just asking him to please give me time each quarter of school so that I could like finish and feel good about it and not be stressed about it and not feel guilty about it. And he did that for me. It went by really fast, but at the same time, every single day, I was able to get everything I needed done and more. I was able to still have time to play with my boys and make sure that they knew that I loved them and give Kendall my time as well. And it was just like amazing to look back on and reflect on, because school is stressful. And it doesn't matter like what level of school you're at. If you're taking it seriously, like it's a lot of work. And yeah, I prayed that prayer to God, and he granted me that prayer. And ever since then, it's like, man, time is flying. I swear time kicked up a notch and just like is just going now. And I'm okay with that. And that's just because I have my mind set on things above. I have my mind set on Jesus and what my life's going to be in eternity, not just here on this earth. And, it's easy to get depressed about how fast time goes by and how, we age so quickly. It's like a blink of an eye. Babies grow so fast. They're just tiny for such a little time. And, parents get sad about how fast their kids grow up, and I hear it all the time, and I know that. Like, I know before we decided to have kids, I told Kendall I didn't want kids yet because I knew once I had them, like, time was going to fly. I watched all my nephews grow up, and Mia just grow up like so fast. It's crazy to look back like and see how fast, you know, it all happens. And already, like, my 5-year-old's gonna be 6 and he's in kindergarten, and yeah, like, I feel like I just had him. And that can be so depressing, but like for me, it's with Jesus in my life, I just feel like blessed. Like every year that I get with my kids, I am just blessed. And seeing them grow is like a blessing. And I have no idea what heaven will be like, but I just trust God. You know, I just trust that He's going to make it just everything that I love, everything that I want. And I know that He will do the same for anyone who accepts Him. So yeah, just accept Him. Put your mind on things above and not of things of this earth, because things of this earth, they die and they don't come back. They are gone, you know? Yeah. And then the next verse is Matthew 18, 1-4. And Matthew is the first book in the New Testament, and it goes through just everything about Jesus. So please read it. 18 says, "At that time the disciples came to Jesus, saying, 'Who then is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?'" They're asking, you know, out of everyone in heaven, who's the greatest? Because His disciples are people. His disciples are humans. They think like we do. They act like we do. You know, they want to know, like, clout in heaven. How do you get it? How do you get, like, the seat? How do you get just the reputation? Like, whatever it is that they want, like, how do you get that in heaven? And then Jesus called a little child to Him, set him in the midst of them, and said, "Assuredly I say to you, unless you are converted and become as little children, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one little child like this in my name receives me." And just think about kids. Think about their innocence. Think about their love. It's like so unconditional. It's crazy, you know? Like, think of a dog. Like, when that is like a meme about, you know, lock a dog in a trunk for a day and he'll come out licking you and so happy to see you, but lock your wife in a trunk for a day and she'll, like, you know, murder you or whatever it said. I don't know. But, you know, that's like the prime example, because kids are like that, like a dog in that sense, where they are so forgiving. They are so innocent, you know, they're so easily they're just drawn to things that are good. They're drawn to love. They're drawn to attention, like, and whoever is going to give them that love and attention, like, that is who they want to be around. That's who they desire the most. And like, God is that person, that God is that being that will give you that love and attention that you so desperately still need. Because even though, you know, children are that way, adults are that way. We are that way throughout our entire life. You know, we need love, we need acceptance, we need attention, we need those key things. And it might be differently, but God knows how you need love. He knows how He knows exactly what you need to feel good and to feel whole. And yeah, that's like, He wants to give you that, but He needs you to go after Him. He needs you to ask for it. He needs you to be like that child, be like that child that's just like praising him for giving you love and for giving you acceptance. And without humbling yourself and being like a child, you won't experience it. Because you won't be able to. You won't be able to have that faith and that feeling from God, because you will just continue to be stuck in your way. But yes, I get this love from my boys every single day, and it's just like that verse, it just kills me, because it's like, man, they love so hard and they forgive so easy. Parenting is like, the key thing that I think about is I need to be consistent. I need to be consistent in my parenting with the boys, consistent in what I'm getting on them about and how I'm doing it, so that way they know exactly what to expect. But of course, there's times where I let my own feelings and my own anger get in the way of my parenting, my consistent parenting. And I'll blow up on them, like yell at them, scream at them. I, of course, don't call names. Like, I don't call anybody names, though. Like, even people that I don't really like, I'm not going to call them a name, like, to their face. Like, so I don't do those things to my boys, but, like, of course, getting angry, like, I try not to let my parenting be a reflection of how I'm feeling or what I'm dealing with. But yeah, they forgive. Like, they're sad. Of course, they get in trouble, so they're sad about it. But then we have that conversation where it's like, hey guys, this is what happened. This is why, you got in trouble. And I'm very sorry for being so angry about it. And like, it hurts my heart because I don't want them to feel down in any kind of way. I just want them to learn lessons. But when I know that I've hurt their heart and their spirit, like, I apologize for it. And they immediately are just like, it's okay, mommy. And just like kiss me, like love me. I don't know. And then they forget how I reacted, but they remember the lesson, They forget and they forgive and forget what I did, but they remember what they did. And just like God wants that from us, God wants to be that parent in our lives, that consistent parent, but he needs us to come to him like children and just be open to him. The last one is Philippians 4:8. Oh, and it says, man, the Bible has so much to it. There's like so much. Yeah. Anyway, 4:8 says, finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. So yeah, like, whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, meditate on those things. So don't get caught up in the badness, in the darkness, and the harsh realities of life in this world, and things going on around you, things that you really cannot control, but just focus on the good and see the good, and see pure, whatever is pure. Try to do that, try to be that for somebody, try to be like a true love for somebody. It doesn't mean like you have to be in like a relationship. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be somebody that you're going to marry, or, it could just be a friend. It could be a coworker. Like, it could be kids that you coach. or just kids that you, you know, are just around. Just anybody. It could be anybody. Like, show them purity, show them true good intentions, show them love, and you know, that's what God wants us to focus on. Not the bad things of this world, but the goodness that is Him, you know, because He is light. He gives light. Darkness, shadows, like, that's not God. I saw this other meme that was really cool. It was like a picture of a match, and a flashlight was shining on the match so that there was a shadow. And of course, you see the stick, the shadow of the stick, but the lit match, you don't see the shadow of the flame. And it said, you know, God is light, and in Him is no darkness. You will not find a shadow in anything that God has cast down. And that's just because He's light, and He wants us to focus on that in our own lives. Focus on the goodness, because anything good is from God. Anything good that you have in this life is from God. Point blank, period. Like, that's all.